a new kind of video that I've decided to make, and this time it's about tier list, of course, and a very special one here indeed, because it's about one of my favorite video game companies, Nintendo, and more specifically about my favorite Nintendo franchises. And over the course of my life, I've played so many different Nintendo games ever since I was a little kid and still as an adult. And I just have so many great memories with these franchises. Some have been with me since I was a kid, so some have come later in my life. But it's just an amazing company with a lot of terrific franchises and experiences, and of course games that I've tried over the years. And now I just want to rank what are my absolute favorites. And so also there are some great franchises I have unfortunately haven't played yet, like you can see WarioWare, Kid Icarus, Mother, Xenoblade, and Punch Out, and Pikmin. Even though I really want to try these franchises someday, especially such as Mother and Pikmin because of what I've heard about them. But for now, I'm just gonna stick with the ones I've played. So let's just start with Animal Crossing here, and this franchise is actually a really great one. I haven't played too many Animal Crossing games, but the ones I've played, like I think New Leaf and a bit of New Horizons, was a pretty nice experience, and it's just a very cozy and a much more like chill kind of experience compared to many other games that I just like. It's just basically trying to run this city you are the mayor of, and getting more and more stuff for your home, and it's kind of like Sims in a way, and maybe also it's like Stardew Valley and stuff like that, but or some like very like chill mellow games like that, very cutty scory. But this is a very good franchise, very good to just lay back and just relax with, and for that I think it deserves at least an A. Not superb, but it's really really good, and a good way to just chill and when you don't want to do some action oriented stuff. So yeah, that's right, that's for that. And now we have Donkey Kong, one of the old and honestly one of the most probably iconic franchises of all time. It's kind of what started Nintendo in a way, with Donkey Kong on the arcade, but I think in this case it's more about Donkey Kong Country, which I think is also a very great franchise, and some of the best platformers and also hardest platformers I've played, but also very, very good series. I also like Donkey Kong 64 and Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze were also terrific games. Probably my favorites has to be Tropical Freeze and Returns. They were just so great to play through, and also one of the only ones I've played because or finished, as I've said, because this franchise is pretty hard but has so many great moments, and there's so many amazing levels, amazing soundtracks, and it's just a franchise I think everyone should try. Honestly, it's so great, such good platforming franchise, and for that it deserves definitely S tier. It's amazing. Go play it if you haven't already. And now we have Dr. Mario, and I think I've only played the first one for the GBA Color, Game Boy Color, which was the first console I ever owned actually. But I remember it was a very good time and a very catchy soundtrack, and for just being a really good time, but not really much else. I mean, it's kind of just like Tetris attack, I guess, with pills, and it's a very funny concept. But I just love it, and for that fever theme alone, it deserves at least B. It's good, but not the best, but very good. Now F-Zero. I think I only played one in this game in this franchise, but I think it's the original. But it was, I guess, very fun, but not as fun as Mario Kart, I would say. But it's a decent franchise for racing, and I didn't probably learn about it from Super Smash Bros, which is that on here? Yeah, we'll get to it. But F-Zero was a good time, very fast paced and maybe a bit too much, but maybe not what I consider one of my favorite franchises. But yeah, for what I've just tried, but I'm just gonna go see. Sorry for F-Zero fans, that's just what I think. But Fire Emblem, on the other hand, that's a very good franchise. I've only played 2 games. I think that's Awakening and the original Fire Emblem. But those games were very interesting tactical role-playing games, and that's not what I've tried a lot. But that was a very interesting system, and I really liked playing them. Not maybe so much I played of them, but they were really cool. I liked the weapon-based system, and the characters were also fascinating, especially in Free Houses. I heard it's amazing. Um, but yeah, I just really like this franchise, but not maybe as much as others. But I think B is a good one. It's very good. So try it if you haven't already. And Kirby. Okay, this franchise goes way back for me because I tried the first game on the Game Boy for like so much long ago, but it was a good time, and I've loved this franchise ever since. Basically, like the copy abilities, especially, and just the way it is the gameplay is in general is just very very fun all the time. I just really love going through these games, blazing through and having a great time, and for that Kirby definitely deserves an S tier. It's just so amazing. It's like it seems so cute and cuddly, right? But it's actually full of so much action, so much intenseness, and even dark moments sometimes that can catch you off guard. Even it did for me. So, but yeah, Kirby is just very fun, and I think everyone should try it, even though they may think it looks innocent and cute. It's far from it, at least from the interior, but or the exterior. But inside these games, there's just so much fantastic fun that I think even can rival Mario sometimes. Yeah, I said it. And my favorite games would probably be, I think it's Return to Dreamland. That way, so good, and probably the most definitive Kirby game actually. And I think maybe also. Squeak Squad was pretty good. Amazing Mirror also very good. So many good games, and also the new Kirby and the Forgotten Land was a great experience. I mean, it's so many games that's actually hard to hate in this franchise. It's just quality all the way through, kind of. I don't think I've really hated a Kirby game, to be honest. So that's great. So yeah, Luigi's Mansion. Okay, for this one I've only tried the original, to be honest. But the original is actually a really, really great experience, and I just love the atmosphere and vibe the game had, and it's such a fantastic experience. I think everyone should try in their lives, and for that I think it definitely has to go and actually A tier, because just the amount of amazing effort they went into that the first game, that the spooky ambiance, all the great little touches and details, especially. That's what really I think makes this franchise great. It's just so fantastically detailed, such amazing attention to detail, and just a vivid character arsenal, and yeah, it's just very also a fun gameplay scenario with the poltergeist, like being a Ghostbuster kind of Luigi, and yes, Luigi in general is fun in this game, and I think Luigi's Mansion just deserves to be tried. The first game especially, and also the other games, but especially the first game. So yeah. Mario Kart, okay, without a doubt, this has to go S. I mean, it's Mario Kart. You can almost always have fun with this franchise. I mean, except maybe if someone says, okay, let's go Rainbow Road, but even then, you will still do it. Be honest with yourself, because this franchise is just pure raw fun all the way. I can just pick this up and just have fun with it instantly, because Mario Kart is just freaking epic, and that's why I love it so much. Yeah, not much to be said. I mean, you have tried it, you love racing with your friends and such, and you would do it again and again and again because it's so fun. Yeah, I think that nothing more needs to be said. It's Mario Kart, so believe it. Now for Mario Party. And Mario Party, I think, also actually deserves to be S tier. I mean, it's also such a fun series. There's always so much going on in this series. It's like the definitive party series, and so many great mini games. Even though some ones are also kind of frustrating, and it's also not a franchise. I mean, I've tried since my childhood, maybe, but I've tried the older ones like Mario Party 1 and 2 recently, or actually some years ago. And it was pretty good. And I think Mario Party 8 was the first I tried. I mean, I'm a 2000s kid. What do you expect? And then also the new Mario Party Superstars I tried. It's just the definitive one. I think it's so great and fun. And doing this with friends is even better. Like Mario Kart is such a good time with friends, especially. It can be so many emotions going through this franchise, especially when you play it. But it's just great fun. and also a franchise I really recommend to people who just want to lay down and have a good time. It's so great, like so many others. And here is the big one, Super Mario. And I think there's no doubt this has to be S tier, because Super Mario, I mean, what can you say? It's huge. This franchise, I think, saved the entire video game industry. And for that, it just has to go S tier. It's also a franchise with just so much unbelievable content. Like Mario Kart and Mario Party also spawned from this. And I mean, Super Mario is so important and also always such a fun time. Almost all of the games are of fantastic quality and with so much polish and so much great platforming. And I mean, this universe is also so fascinating. It's so full of color and imagination. The Super Mario Bros. Movie also was amazing, by the way. I watched it not so long ago, and it blew me away. Like this franchise, it's just so amazing how consistently great this franchise can be. And I think my favorite games are probably Super Mario Galaxy, duh, but I also really like Super Mario Odyssey and Super Mario World is great. Super Mario Bros. 3, so many great games, you know. It's been so. I've played with my friends, my family. We've all enjoyed it. I think everybody loves Super Mario in some way. It's an almost perfect franchise, and it deserves S tier. And here is Metroid. And this franchise, I think, is actually one of the more dark Nintendo franchises, but also one of the most epic and coolest, definitely. And for that, I think, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna see if it's still on, which I think it is. Wait a minute. Yeah, I think it is. Okay, but Metroid is also a really great franchise, of course. Even though I did try it a bit later in my life, I think I was probably 13 when I tried the Super Metroid for the first time, and I completed it, and it blew me away how great it was. It's probably also my start to the non-linear Metroidvanias gameplays, where it's not a road you have to take. You have to just figure it out on your own where to go and get upgrades and get stronger and beat the villains in the end. And of the villains are especially epic in this franchise. I mean, Ridley and Mother Brain, especially Ridley, is just so epic. And you want revenge for that guy for killing Samus Aran, the main character's family. And it's just so epic. And even though there's not a lot of story going on in this franchise, you can just feel the isolation when Samus Aran has to go into a planet and destroy the threats there. And there's so many intense, epic moments. Such fun to go through. It's phenomenal. Metroid deserves S tier. It's a great franchise. Maybe not my favorite Nintendo franchise. Probably kind of behind Super Mario or Mario Kart. But it's really great. And yeah, I'm just gonna rate it a bit. This franchise is amazing, and you have to try it. Even though it's probably not for everyone, because it's a very maybe complex kind of gameplay at first, but when you get over it, it's a ton of fun. And yeah, Metroid deserves it. Okay, Pokemon. This franchise, what can I say also? S tier, definitely. It's Pokemon. It's just such a phenomenon at this point, and I just love this to the death of my life. I will never ever hate Pokemon, because it's just so great, so much imagination. I love these creatures, and it's just an amazing concept in general. Even though when you actually think about it, this franchise is maybe a little effed up in some way in its concept. I mean, just in this universe, that just like these kids who just capture these Pokemon without a care in the world and just battle with them with other people, and the Pokemon don't even care, and they just go through with it. It's kind of weird, you know, if you think too much about it. But if you don't, it's really still a great franchise, and one I just also love playing to this day so much. I've played pretty much every generation, and I also love the anime, the trading card game, the movies, everything about it. I have so much Pokemon in my life. It's so nostalgic for me too. I played it at such a young age, and I still love playing it. I will love this forever. It's probably my second favorite video game franchise of all time. and deservingly so. There's just so much you can do in this game, so much content. It's just nearly perfect, perfect as an RPG. It's also, yeah, probably my favorite RPG franchise, and yeah, Pokemon is just great, amazing, simply amazing. And now Super Smash Bros. Oh my god, I love this series, and it's S tier, no doubt. Probably behind Pokemon or Super Mario. I mean, this franchise, wow. I've ever since I tried the original when I was in my big brother's room. I've just it was so fascinating just seeing all of those famous Nintendo characters in a brawl where they fought against each other and just wow, it was such a cool idea. You know what I mean, just having this fighting game system in with these characters was just wow. Also very unique with the percentage system, which I got has to get used to. But once I got, I mean, this franchise, I'm not kidding. It took with all the games I've tried in this franchise, including ones that seems like it. It has been I have spent over thousands of hours. I'm not even kidding on playing these games because I just love playing them. It's just games I always can just pick up and play and enjoy, and it's such a good time, especially with my friends. I have so many good memories with my friends playing this game, especially. And I think Ultimate is definitely the best game in the series at this point. But Brawl, oh, I've just played that game for um, too much. It was almost bad for my health, so much I played it. But it's such a great game. Also, it was such a good game from my childhood, and wow, this franchise is just huge and incredible. I love this franchise to bits because it's so fun and I love it. Yeah, Splatoon. Now, this game I've only like played one game of. It's one of the newer ones, and I think for what I played, it was a good time, but I don't think it deserves like S tier or something, but probably B tier, because it was a great, actually very clever way of getting Nintendo into the shooter genre without it getting too bloody with like paint guns, and it was very fun and intriguing, but maybe not as everlasting as all of these other franchises. But it was a great new concept, and for what I played, it was pretty good, but not as near the top of the others. Probably for some younger kids, it will definitely be something, but for me, it was good, but yeah, just not much more. Okay, now for Star Fox. Now this series, I think I've only like played one game of, maybe the original, which is sad. I definitely need to play 64 also someday because I've heard so much good about it. I also saw it in some other games, but I found it to be good. Sure, franchise. What I've tried. I do need to play this franchise more because I know there's so much great in it. But for what I played, honestly, it may anger some people, but I think probably only C. But that's mainly because I just haven't played too much of it, and I really want to. Um, and as soon as I get the time, I definitely will, because I mean the characters are really great for what I've seen, and I like the banter between them. And I just think it seems so epic with the space shooter, and it's just so action packed, and it seems like a franchise we really dig. But I just have to, get into it. So one day, definitely one day, and then we'll probably get to A. Who knows? Okay, now for Wario, and Wario is also a very cool series. I've probably only tried like Wario Land 4, which is actually a very nostalgic game for me. I played so much on my GBA. He was such a good time for me, and yeah, for that I think it probably deserves around maybe only C tier, but probably highest of C because it's again I've only played like one game in it, but it was a good time and I did enjoy it. But I think that if I just tried more of them, it would probably be more fun. And Wario, of course, I think he's a cool character, and his greed and how he's like this anti-hero who's not really always the pure good guy is also a very neat concept. So yeah, I will probably try more of it because Wario is cool, and Wario, yeah. But someday definitely. Now here is the Yoshi franchise, and again a franchise I may not have tried so many games in, but for what I've tried, It's actually very good. I have to say it's about A tier actually, because especially Yoshi's Island, the first game, is such a masterpiece. It's so great and very fun, and one a game I think everyone I think should try. Even though again it looks very kiddish, it looks like it may not be hardcore, and especially for like an audience who is mostly into Call of Duty, and Counter Strike and mature stuff, like what I was at one point when I was like 13, 14 maybe. But even for them, I think they should give this a try, because the Yoshi franchise is actually very cute, but also very good platform wise, and has can be annoying sometimes in the games, but so many good memories. Or even though I didn't grow up with it, there's so much great stuff I can remember from them. Great boss battles, especially, and great soundtracks. Great look to them. It's just really fun, and I can recommend it if you have the balls to try a maybe kiddish game that's actually very kick-ass, whatever. And here is the biggest one: Legend of Zelda. Is there any doubt? It's the freaking best. It's S, and it's the best Nintendo franchise, no doubt. I think so. Even though some would say Mario or Pokemon, it's the Zelda for me. You all know it. I don't think I need to explain. And Zelda is just the greatest video game franchise for me, and one of the greatest things in fiction for me in general. I'm looking forward to the movie especially, but all the games: Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, A Link to the Past, the original, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. They're so great. This franchise is so epic. It's fantasy at its highest point for me. It's so many great memories, great characters, great dungeons, great gameplay, great music, great stories. It has it all. It's the perfect video game franchise for me, and it will never anything can top it. It will never be topped. It is the greatest, and I love it to death to this day. Even though I didn't really tried Twilight Princess, the first game that I tried when I was like 11, 12. So I guess it's a part of my childhood a bit. Also, I know a bit about the games before, so yeah. But still, even without that, it's an amazing franchise. I think all should try, even though it's probably hard to get into. It's a great franchise, and I highly hold it as my favorite Nintendo franchise and video game franchise of all time. And that's all, everybody. Have a great night. See you.